One would hope that any testing program of student academic performance that is the basis of formal accountability in public education would have a prime goal of credible assessment of genuine grade level status of students and districts and campuses. Good news or bad? This is not and has not been the reality of Texas testing and accountability from 1993 through 2023. Any notion that the uncompromising principle of the Texas system has been rooted in rigorous academic integrity is not true. What is the foundation? Honesty begins with the harsh reality of historical slavery and subsequent discrimination that saw Texas inflict so-called separate but equal school systems, isolating African American and other minority students. While segregation in separate systems had ended by the early 1970s, the federal court system was still dealing with the damage it had inflicted. A Texas federal judge, in effect, drove an official nail in the coffin of that institutionally racist past and path in the early 1970s with Civil Order 5281, which ordered Texas and the TEA, quote, to compensate minority group children for unequal educational opportunities resulting from past or present racial and ethnic isolation, end quote. Testing was not mentioned, but it inevitably became destined to be the empirical enforcer of the state's compliance. Before the end of 1970s, the TEA started implementing two substandard testing programs, emphasizing minimum and then basic skills, which were void of any formal accountability program. Texas confronted the real threat of more judicial review as the 1980s transitioned to the 1990s. Thus, the initial official grade level test tied to a formal accountability system, TAS, was born. Our story will start giving you the details of the legislative, judicial, administrative decisions from 1989 forward that validated the purpose of the new testing regime and legislatively authorized accountability system in 1993, in which Texas and TEA was directed to close, quote, the achievement gap between educationally disadvantaged students and other populations, end quote. In subsequent legal decisions, the Supreme Court of the Texas and a federal court in Texas upheld Senate Bill 7 while explicitly acknowledging the burden that the TEA in writing well understood. Close achievement gaps. The facts that frame Texas' legal victories are integral to the story. Tragic, but integral.